So what he's explaining is explaining here why Siddur brings, and in this order, two Masholim to explain Isavos b'derech Hamela, and therefore Bekiruv, as opposed to Isavos b'Islapshus and distant. Shem Havai is b'derech Hamela and Bekiruv, Shem Alikim, as we explained at length, it is b'Islapshus and distant. The Moshe for Shem Alikim is throwing the stone, where it's both bislapshus and therefore distant from the source. And the moshel, the two masholim for Shem Havaya was Ilav Olol, namely Seichel and Midas, and Oir and Bo'ir. But Derech Mamela, there's no Isaskus. It's a natural, not decision-based consequence. When the source is the source, the result is the result. Whereas slapshus and the moshel of the throwing of the stone, it's a decision to do such an act. Moreover, in the throwing of the stone, you don't see the koyach in the pu'ula. You do see, that's richuk. You do see the pu'ula of seichel and midas and boyer and oir. You know that there's a koyach. The stone is flying. Stones don't fly, but you don't see it. It's an inyan ruchni. It's not the world of the stone itself. It's pure energy. As we added, not only you don't see it, there's no way to know even why, the source of it. But it's really wonderful. What's causing the stone to fly? The flying stone does not reveal that whatsoever. Now, why do we need two mashalim? Because whenever Chassidus brings mashalim, because each mashal is flawed in some way, and therefore you need another mashal that brings out that maila. The other mashal is flawed in another way, and therefore you need both mashalim. Like Tzrichusa, why Tana would have to say his opinion about the same general subject in more than one place, because I might think here, because of this, it wouldn't apply there. I would think there, because of that, it wouldn't apply here. Or similarly to why Rashi, this is the Rebbe's big chiddush in Rashi brings two explanations. It's because, and in that order, for the same principle applied over here. Because the first one is closer to the pshat, but flawed, leaves some questions unanswered. Second one is distant, but still answers the problems of the first. You need two mashal, or three. Same here. So what's the sudden, first of all, with Seichel and Midas, as the Moshel for Shem Havaya, Ilu Ba'olo, where the result is Kodov Lim Koire. Anybody wants to say? So we looked yesterday, what's the sudden in the Moshel of Ilu Ba'olo of Seichel and Midas? Huh? Yeah, this is Moshe of Shem Havaya. So what's the chesron that it's? Shem Havaya is Bekiruv. Shem Havaya does create Bekiruv. But it's a different world. But it's a different place. Not Muchref. It's a completely different place. It's Mufle. Yudke Vovke is Mufle. When you look in other words, if you look at Shem Havaya, Yudke Vovke, Keicha Blikvul, you're not going to see creation. They're not even latent. Not even latent. It's Mufle, Lagamri, completely removed, infinite, producing finite. But Seichel, which is Seichel Midas, don't. You look in Seichel, you can see the Midas there. And you look in the Midas, you can see the Seichel. You don't see the Keicha. You don't see. In this way, it's like, the added the square brackets, it's like the Keiach and Pearl. You don't see the Keiach in creation, Shem Havai. So in what sense is it revealed? That's the question now. Why bring the Moshel at all? The bittul that Shem Havaya creates is like the bittul of the Midas to the Seich. That's the question you can ask.
Why say it's covered at all?
Because of the bittul. Atzilus, the Moshel, not the Moshel.
Covered in the sense that it's such an effect.
Atzilus is close, it's completely in its bittul b'metzius, it's completely close to the market. Starting in the Hell of Esther. But the bittul is not because the mocker is revealed in it because it is bottled to the market. In other words, Shem Havai doesn't produce Atzilus. Naturally, Shem Havai is big. It's a decision to produce Atzilus. Seichel does produce Midas. Seichel produces Midas. It's inevitable. Shem Havai is not inevitable that Shem Havai should come with Atzilus, and that's as fit as Atzilus. But when it does, it is emotional because it's bottled Mikirav Limkoiroi. It's bottled Mitzvah Atzilus is bottled. So that's what happened. I'm not going to, the square brackets I just said now in our reviews, I'm not going to repeat it again. It's a little confusing because it goes, what it's saying is, okay, the square brackets is adding is that the moshel of the Evan, of the Koyach and Poel, is similar to Shem Havai, even though it was a moshel for Shem Elikim, in as much that you don't see the Koyach Ruchni, the Poel, the Evan flying. In that sense, that shares that in common with Shem Havai. Again, Shem Havai is bligvul, and it has no shaychet, it's mufla to gvul. It produces a bederach hamela. And what it produces, when it creates directly without being filtered through Shem Elikim, it produces a creation that's bekiru, that's bottled, that screams Shem Havai. Atzilus says, Eibishter, Yud Kevavke. Because if it's a bittul to Shem Havai, not because Shem Havai is revealed, this is what Shem Havai is. No. This is what Shem Havai produces when Shem Havai, when Eibishter decides to create. And you can predict that it's going to be Atzilus. Not so. It's not predictable. There's nothing have to be a creation for that matter. Although, to draw a distinction between Atzilus and Shem Havai. Shem Havai means it causes to come into being. Yeshloim, but the Shem Havai seems he's speaking this lower darga that does have to create. But what? Completely unpredictable, and it's not expressive of what Shem Havai itself is. Are we clear? Yeah. That's of the lachain, therefore. Continuing now, after the square brackets. The chsorah of the moshel of Ilav Olu. Allah in Hamoshel with Seichel and Midas. Hamoshel Ilav Olu Eid Mechuven on Nimshel, and therefore the moshel is not mechuven. It doesn't parallel completely. Kibi Ilav Olu. You want to bring what do you want to bring it? You want to bring out the kiruv, but it's not the same kind of kiruv. The kiruv of Ilav Olu, the result of Seichel, of Midas to Seichel, is not the same. It is Bechlolus, it is Bekiruv, there's a bittul, Ivaldik bittul, but it's not the same Kiruv as Shem Havai producing Hotziva v'Nivro, because a Kiruv the Allah Ilahu Shalul Be'erech. Here the result is Be'erech to the Ilah. Midas and Be'erech on a different world. And again, as we go to the previous Maimah, the Midas exist in Bin and in Chochmei. Not discernible, like the fire in the stone, that's chachma, the glowing coal, that's bina. But it's be'erech, therefore. V'kila ha'ila, u'ba'olol atzmai, and therefore the ila is revealed in the, you look into the olol, you can see the ila. In bracket, he spells it out for us. There's many examples of ila ba'olol, but the best one is seichel u'midas for our purposes. Kamay seichel u'midas, shahim ila ba'olol, that's cause and effect. That what? That the ila is revealed in the olol, the cause is revealed in the effect. Meaning, if you look at the person's emotion, you can trace it back. You can know what he's appreciated that has engendered this emotion of attraction or rejection, love or fear. Now he illustrates Av. If he's a person that is inspired to love, it's because that you can look at the kind of love. The more you look at the love, you can see the you can see exactly what he understood, why this is good for him. The Av itself, there it's felt. Why does he love it? Because of the appreciation of why it's good. Yiddishkeit is geschmack, and you see that in everything that he does. In the case of Yiddishkeit or anything. And the nature of the love is commensurate and expressive of and fueled by the way the good that he sees in this. Not so by Shem Havaya. Shem Havaya creates. You don't see what Shem Havaya. You don't see the bligvul and the gvul of Shem Havaya. It's mufla. So why bring the mashal at all? Because of the bittul. Atzilus is bittul. Is bottled, just like has no identity of its own. In the same way that the midas are bekirov and therefore cannot be born without the seichel. It is dependent on the seichel and the result of the seichel. And the kirov, meaning the bittul property. So that's why you need oir and moir for a minute, which is be'ein aroich. The oir is be'ein aroich, like the seichel. The midah is be'erech, the seichel. The oir is be'ein aroich to the object. Again, when you look at something and what you see, on one hand, you're faithfully seeing what you're seeing, but the sight of it is be'ein aroich to the object itself. That's the mila of it. We'll soon see the chesed. Let's not go ahead of ourselves. But we'll continue here. And therefore, now he's going to explaining why need the mashal of oir and moir. In order to bring out that unlike although we're talking about Isafas, which is be'ein aroich, Hashem's keich habligvul is bringing into being creation gvul, and that's incomparable. And yet, you still want to bring out that it's bottle again atzilos. So mashal that you need the mashal of oir and moir. The oir brings out the distance. It's only a ha'ara. Like creation, Atzilus is distant from Shem Havaya Bligvul. Atzilus at the end of the day is Gvul. Oilam Atzilus 10 Sfiris. It's only a horrible vat. Shebein Arich Lamoy. Shalachem therefore and incomparable to the source, the oir to the moy. When you see something, you don't have the thing at all. The gamrin is, but you have a faithful relative expression of it. It's be'ein aroich. At the same time, it's close, extremely close, because what are you seeing? Nothing other than it, and you're seeing it in its full glory, uncompromised. That's the mile of oir and moir. Soon see the chesed. But in brackets, now he's bringing out the chesed, which is the mile for the mashal, the distance, the be'ein aroichness, which is the mile of the mashal. We want to bring it now of oir and moir. Explain Isavos, which is be'ein aroich bligvul and gvul. Even though the oir is incomparable, in bracket shalachein hamoir mizgala bo'oir, ein hamoir mizgala bo'oir. The actual moir is not revealed in the oir. When you see something, you know of its existence. You don't have it. You don't have the mahus. But it's a faithful rendition of its mitzias. You come the mile of oir and moir is, which he wants to bring the mashal, is the kid of la'amoir. Shenirgish by mekayre, but the leila of the oir is completely no other mitzias other than expressing the moir. Atzilus, his whole identity is eibishter, bittul the mitzias, not bittul ayesh. So bring the mashal of oir and moir. Beautiful. It's close, completely bottled. Why is this not a good mashal? L'shagam, everybody's with me. Next paragraph. Again, I'm going to make this in a chart. I don't have time for it, so we can see it visually and be easier to remember and to process. L'shagam mashal de'oir and it must be. It's not a good mashal de'oir and not enough. What's the nature of the bittul of the light that emanates from the source? Because it's not a mitzias. And here we're talking about creation. There is a creation. All it is the expression of the moed. So it's not a good mashal, because Mashen came about nimshel. We're talking about a creation that came into being, comes as a result of Isavos. There's an atzilus. A davar chadash legamri, eses vidus. Oh, it's not a davar chadash. It reveals the truth of the moed. Mashen geba nimshul gam Isavos shemishem havai ksiv hutziva v'nivro. He commands and creates. Now, we're talking about Atzilus, but we mean ultimately it's a nivra, even though it's usually a word usually applies to Bria. But it's a Bria that's completely novel. Shem Havaya doesn't naturally produce 10 spheres. On the contrary, it's a gewaltige chiddush. How do you go from believable to gvul? So Oirem Moed is not the mosh. You need ilavol. You need the substance that's produced, the midas. That's the mile of the midas. Let's continue the chsarn here. Dina Bria, what's Bria? Bria is not yispashtus v'gili amoker. Bria is not the expression of the source of Shem Havaya. It's the decision from Bligvul to create Alisabas David, the gewaltige chiddush. It's not the natural expression of Shem Havaya. It's going to produce a Bria. A finite creation. Moving, it's a bit of a chiddush because sometimes you could learn pshat. If Shem Havaya creates, it creates Bligvul in Yonah. Oh, so if it creates Bligvul in Yonah, then you could say maybe it's the natural ispashtus. Not so. Shem Havaya creates gvul until this is gvul. Now he's speaking in theory, if they would create this world, only Shem Havaya, not filtered through Shem Elikim. Shagam, because until this is shleimer somewhere, it's quasi. Shagam be Moishe, Hisabas Shem Havaya, Shaled Yatzimtzim Shem Elikim. Even if there wouldn't be the tzimtzum, says the Alter Rebbe in Tanya, pure Shem Havaya, then what? You have this hardcore creation of ayin the yesh of a be'ena roich creation. So it would be if it's not filtered, and the shazai betailed in betachlis, it wouldn't have a sense of independence, be bottled to bittul ziv hashemesh b'shemesh, like the ray of the sun is bottled to the sun. Again, he's mixing the shoulder because the ray of the sun is a natural expression. Here we're talking about creation. He wants to bring out the bittul. It's all integrated. It's not separate. Even the Shalom is bringing out the chesroinus. Oh, but there's something here that's still relevant to the other one. Because it's all in one Eibishter, so it's not two inyanim, two worlds. Gvul and Bligvul in the end is all him. So there's going to be elements constantly of cross pollination. What's a better word? Bad much. What's it called? Overlap, okay. At any rate, so the chsarn is of Oirem Moed is that it is the Oid is the spashtus of the Moed, the expression of the Moed. And you're between Maris Havus. So therefore, I mean, the Moshel of Vilavolo of Seichel Midas, the Bechdele, Vaisha Gamet sees, huh? Tanya said if Shem Havaya would create unfiltered, would create a nivra. Not believe Gvul is pashtos, a real nivra, a Gvul dik a nivra. And Oirem Moed is not a nivra, it's natural expression of the Moed. It's not be'ena roich, so. Right? Good. And therefore, Oirem Moed does not bring out the Metzias dover. It brings out the kid of the bittul, but not the Metzias. So to bring out the Metzias property, that's the moshel of Vilavolo. Even though it's a Metzias for like Giloi or Ila, it's not the Ila revealed. It is a different world. In that sense, it's Midas, it's not Seichel. Not like Oir, which is nothing other than the Giloi of the Moed. It's something else. It's something else. It's produced something else. The Seichel has produced Midas. Nonetheless, it's still bottled. The midah cannot exist without the seichel, and the seichel is the fuel. And looking at the seichel, you can see the looking at the midah, you can see the seichel, etc. Now to explain why put in the order of the Mishal, why put Ilav Olol first. So the higher mashal is Oirem Moed. It's a higher mashal. The bittul is greater in Oirem Moed. Right? So why not that first? It's a moruch nizdike mashal also, Oirem Moed. We are shleimer at Hamazeh Shamoshal de Ilo Volo move a lifnei Moshal de Oirem Moed. Why does it say this? We just brought now the mashal first of Ilo Volo Seichel Midas. And then Oirem Moed, because who? The main chiddush is Shanivroi misavim Shem Havaya. If Shem Havaya creates, then what it creates is a creation that's bottled. Where do you see that chiddush? The chiddush is that even though you're a Metzias, you're bottled. That's the chiddush, and that's the seichel and midas. That's the chiddush. Gam sheim nivroim, even though what Shem Havaya would create is Al Rebbe says in Tanya, yesh ma'ayin, it's a nivra, a Metzias dova. If it wouldn't be filtered through Shem Elikim, being bekamokim nirgish begila the Shem Havaya, they'd feel the bleakfulness, not they would grasp its mohos, but they would feel its bleakfulness and be totally bottled. And when you see that, the chiddush, it can be a metzius, and a metzius that's totally bottled, bittul at b'metzius. What's bittul metzius means? It is a metzius, but it's bottled. In the move on, dafke and moshel ilaval, that we see the moshel ilaval. But the problem with ilaval is what? That they're, at the end of the day, they're in the same world. It's a natural product of ilaval. Whereas creation is not the natural result of the Gil of Shem Havaya. Shem Havaya can be revealed, not create anything. Or not this, something else entirely. So therefore it needs the Moshel Gil of all. The Havaya should get, I'm sorry, and the Chodesh Havaya should give them Yeshne Gamba Dova Shebein Arech Lamoket. In order to bring out that the Gil of the Moket is even in something which is Bein Arech. Like Oyremoy, Meisifim HaMoshel the Oyremoy. Midas are not be'en aroich, or it is. It's no substance of it all. It's not a metzius. And it's be'en aroich, and it's bottled, so that, and nonetheless, the other way, nonetheless, in the oil, which is no metzius at all, the whole market is revealed. That's the moshel of oil and oil. So to summarize, the moshel of oil and oil brings out, the market is revealed. The moshel of the Allah brings out that the result is bottle. And metzius that's bottle. You don't have metzius that's bottle and oil and oil. And you know what you don't have in the of Allah is the gilui of the market in something which is bein adoi. You don't have that in Ilav Allah. The mile of Ilav Allah is a metzius is bottle. The mile of oil and oil is that in something which is bein adoi, the market can still be revealed. In the Beina Rechtige thing, like Shem Havaya is revealed in would be revealed in the creation that it produces, engendering a bittul metzias like the Moed is revealed in the earth. So we're clear in the milas of each motion. Yeah. I'll say it again. We'll write it. You have in front of the book. It'd be a lot easier to keep on referring back. What is easier, this or the Rambam Yevomis we learned the last three prakim? And we're learning Gimel prakim. Okay, so why the two Masholim? What does he want to bring out? The two Masholim want to bring out creation B'Shem Havaya, as opposed to creation B'Shem Elikim. Let's just focus on Shem Havaya. Creation B'Shem Havaya is B'derech V'meila, and it's B'kiruv. You have to bear in mind that Shem Havaya is Bligvul. Shem Havaya is Bligvul. In fact, we're talking about Shem Havaya producing B'nivro Gvul. Shem Havaya produces Gvul, so that is B'kiruv, and that is B'derech HaMeila. What does it mean, B'kiruv B'derech HaMeila? B'kiruv means that the result is completely bottled. Not another world, completely bottled. And the source is revealed there. And now in general terms, we'll get to the Moshe. We'll get into Mishalim. Let's just speak without the Moshe. Shem Havaya creates, it means Shem Havaya is revealed, Bizgalus. Shem Havaya is Bizgalus, it means what it produces is close to it, meaning bottled. It's Bizgalus. The result is that the created being is bottled. It's Bizgalus. The only reason that the created being is distant is because of the Tzimtzum. We're saying no Tzimtzum, we're saying Shem Havaya directly. Tzimtzum creates the sense of distance for the created being. We're talking about no Shem Elikim, no Tzimtzum. So therefore it's going to be Bekira. And the Moket is going to be revealed. What's the B'derech HaMelech? The B'derech HaMelech means that Shem Havaya is not getting involved in, it's the Rotzen that produces, not getting being mislabish in the properties of the Nivra. The Almighty snaps his fingers and the world comes into being. It's not his slapshos in the individual characteristic of each thing. He just wills it and therefore it comes. Two Mashal, each one has a Maila, each one has a Chesed. First Mashal is the Mashal of Ilah V'Olol. So the Mashal of Ilah V'Olol is what? To bring out that here you have a Metzias, a Midah, but the Midah is bottled to the source. And you can see the source is revealed there. You look at the Midah, you can see the Seichel that produced it. Bittul. The Mashal is perfect. It's Bekiru, it's bottled, all is good. One problem with this. Seichel's got to produce Midas. And Shem Havaya doesn't have to produce whatever creation decides to produce. And Shem Havaya itself is not revealed in the creation. Meaning to say in Atzilus, Bligvul is not revealed. So what's the Atzilus knows it gets bottled to the Bligvul. It knows it came into being through an infinite power. And here this is the analogy of the Koyach and Pearl, that the Koyach is not revealed there, even though without a question the stone isn't flying, it's completely dependent on something else. What that something else is, we don't see. Energy is not tangible. But it's absolutely transparently evident that the stone is being flown. So Atzilus is totally bottled. But what Shem Havaya Bligvul is, Atzilus is Gvul. So the Chesodin of Ilah V'Olol is, the Maila of Ilah V'Olol is, it brings out what? That there's a Metzius, and the Metzius is bottled. If Shem Havaya would create. The Chesodin is that it's perforce. This Ilah Seichel got to produce Midas. Shem Havaya doesn't have to produce this creation or that creation or any other kind. So the mile of Oyer, so therefore the mile of Oyer and Moyer, because the mile of Oyer and Moyer is that the Oyer is completely not the Moyer. It's Bein HaRoyer. Mamish Bein HaRoyer. When you look at something, you don't have it whatsoever. The mile of it is, it's complete bittul. The chesarn of Oyer and Moyer is, it's not a creation, it's pashtus. We're talking creation.
Aren't both of the two Mashal compromised because they are perforce? Both of them.
Oyer and Moyer is not perforce. Oyer is naturally produced by Moyer. That's another chesarn of Oyer and Moyer. It's to that same chesarn.
It is perforce.
No. Perforce meaning, perforce meaning as a natural consequence. Both have that chesodin, yeah. But not exactly. I can't address it before because yesh lachalik here because atzmos taka doesn't have to produce oil, but moyer does. So we're not talking atzmos. We're talking about the koyach habligvul. So koyach habligvul has to be revealed, but not this way necessarily, anyway. Whereas oil reveals the moyer, period. This, it couldn't be any other oil but this. So, yesh l'chalik.
So does that become a mila of or and mar over six meters? Because it's not forced. Description as a descriptor.
The mile of oil and moyer of seichel mid is not forced either. Seichel will produce midas. Seichel must produce midas. Moyer has to produce oil, but not this oil. Havaya doesn't have to produce this revelation, so it's a bit quasi. It does Moyer has to produce. So, but what? it doesn't have to produce this.
But this seichel has to produce this midah.
Yeah. But this seichel has to produce this midah. He's not going to.
Why?
Why what?
Why does this seichel have to produce this midah?
Because if the seichel is appreciated.
Why can't the seichel, which avo, produce an opposite emotion?
How so? If you appreciate the taiv of something, you're going to be drawn to it. You cannot be repelled by something you appreciate how wonderful it is. And if you appreciate how awesome something is, you just can't be close to it emotionally. You want to be away. You withdraw.
That's by a person. That's by a person, not by the Eibishter. The Eibishter, you can
bringing the moshel of a person.
Okay.
A little over. Why bring the moshel at all? Because the mile of the moshel of Yiheye is that there's a metzias but it's bottom. And oil is not a metzias, so it's not a moshel for create. When you both.